Alright, yo, what up everybody? Your boy Roshi here. I just got back from watching the Blvd movie. I, like the rest of the peasants of the world, had to wait until today to watch it officially. I didn't watch anything on YouTube. I stayed away from that. I didn't go to any premieres. So tonight was the first time I've seen the movie ever. And so now I am here to share with you guys my thoughts and basically just overall review of the movie as a whole. Now, I'm going to be completely honest in my review. I'm not going to bullshit you guys and, overhype my opinions just to please anyone. I'm going to be completely honest with my thoughts. If I don't do that, I feel like I'm going to be doing a disservice, and I'm not trying to lie or anything like that. So, first things first, let's get this out of the way. As far as animation goes, this is the single greatest animated movie I've ever seen in my entire life. The way that they animated those fights was fantastic. They went above and beyond. I've never seen animation like that ever. Like, never ever. And for that amount of time, like, just consistent, just flames and fluidity, it was amazing. So kudos to them. They spent a lot of time working on this movie. They did a fantastic job on that, so I'm not gonna take that away from them. I'm just gonna give them, props for that. Now, overall, I'm going to give the movie a 7 out of 10. Yes, you guys heard me right, a 7 out of 10. Now, the first thing I would like to address about this film is early reviews of this movie, in my opinion, were complete bullshit. A lot of early reviews and people who saw the movie were like, oh man, they took this super story focused approach to the movie. Man, there's so much more story than any other Dragon Ball movie. There's build up and blah 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 blah. In my opinion, that simply just was not the truth. The movie was longer than the majority of Dragon Ball movies, of course. The movie was literally one long fight. I believe that they gave fans, the majority of Dragon Ball fans, what they wanted by giving them a movie that was 90% comprised of a fight. But in no way, shape, or form did it have any more plot or backstory or build up than any other Dragon Ball film. In fact, I feel like the original Broly film had a little bit more oomph to the plot, where Paragus, sends his people to go get Vegeta, lies to him about there being a new planet Vegeta, and that there's this legendary Super Saiyan running around, and it's all this elaborate ruse. I felt that was better than this plot here. Now, of course, the Goku crying thing was terrible, so I'm glad that we didn't get that, but I felt like there were better story elements in the original film that they could have used that and just expanded on that a little bit. And I do appreciate us getting the initial build-up. We get to see when Frieza takes over the Cold Force, and then it turns into the Frieza Force, and we get to see his introduction to the Saiyans, the introduction of the Scouters. We get to see just how much of a piece of shit Frieza is, even though we already know that he's a big piece of shit. We get to see that even more. Essentially, it was a similar plot with King Vegeta banishing Paragus' son Broly. We get a little bit of Vegeta as a kid, a little bit of Raditz as a kid, which was cool. I appreciated seeing that. And then we get like a quick montage. We see Bardock and Guinea when they send Goku off. So basically, it was a little bit of them just setting the stage for Broly, Vegeta, and Goku. And then Frieza shows up on Earth after his goons rescue Broly and Paragus off of Vampa, and then after that it's just one long fight. It's just a long ass fight. Literally, the trailers spoiled the entire fucking movie. If I'm gonna be straight up, I was hoping that they're showing off Gogeta. Maybe there's something else, but there isn't. I feel like I was robbed of that by seeing that in the trailer. I was hoping for a little bit more. I didn't read any spoiler-filled reviews. Now, was Gogeta fucking amazing? Hell yes. That was completely badass. The fight was amazing. That's why I'm giving this movie a 7, purely off the strength of the animation and how good the fight was. The other 3 points that I'm docking is because of the lack of plot and build-up that was there. And for me, that's a really big deal. I'm at an age now where I'm not just this fucking kid and all I want to see is just clashing and flashing lights. I would have appreciated a little bit more substance to the Dragon Ball story, but you know, they weren't gonna. They're pandering to the majority of the fan base, and I get that and I understand that. I enjoyed my time in the theater. The theater was good. We all had a good time reacting to certain things that happened in the fight. Now, one thing I appreciate Vegeta not getting totally just bodied. He was able to hold his own during the fight. He did a fantastic job at that, and then Goku jumps in, but they didn't hold Vegeta out at all, which, thank you for not holding out Vegeta. Now, Goku did something really fucking interesting that we've never seen before, and that was one of the most interesting parts of the whole movie to me, was when he was fighting Broly, and then he had him in some kind of like key lock where Broly just couldn't move. He just had him there. Comparing it to the original film, here is another one of my key takeaways and something that let me down just a little bit about this film. Dragon Ball is at a point now where it's literally just the Goku and Vegeta show with Frieza sprinkled in, and all of the characters that have been a part of this series that help make the series great are just thrown to the wayside. You don't even see Gohan here. They show Trunks. You see Kid Trunks. You don't see Gohan. I thought that was totally insane. One of the reasons why, why I feel like the original Broly movie was better was because it wasn't just Goku and Vegeta. It was several people all getting the business. They were all coming together to fight Broly, and there was just more of a sense of hopelessness when there's that many people together fighting and you're all just getting mopped up and there's literally like no hope in sight. Broly's just thrashing you guys like really bad, and Goku's literally on his deathbed at the end of the movie. Goku and Vegeta are at this point now where they're just completely unstoppable. They're just way too strong. If we're gonna say anything, at no point in this movie did I feel like, wow, like it's utterly hopeless for you guys. Like there's no way. I felt like they were playing around. If they would have tried a little bit harder, I still think they could have taken him out without fusing. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't feel like they were dying or anything like that. Yeah, they were getting beat the fuck up, but running away and then going into the fusion to learn the fusion dance from Piccolo, who was the only other Z fighter that we see in the entire movie. And might I say, every time Piccolo is shown in anything Dragon Ball, he's always standing on the tallest, whatever the fuck, tallest building, tallest mountain, fucking cliff. He's always standing at the top of something with his arms folded. I love that they kept that. I love that they paid homage to the original Fusion movie by having them fail at the Fusion a couple times. That was a nice touch there. We got a little bit of fan service. They showed a flash of Ultra Instinct in the middle of some transformation there, which is cool. We finally get to see Super Saiyan God Vegeta in action. Everybody was hyped about that. It's about damn time we got it in the manga, so it's about that time that it's canon in the anime as well. Frieza getting the business was funny. Getting the business for an entire hour, that was funny as shit. Another thing, the killing off of Paragus was very unceremonious. Very unceremonious. It was funny, yes, but in the original Broly movie, it was more like poetic justice. Broly goes up and his father's trying to escape from his rampage and gets crushed brutally in the Saiyan pod. And I felt that was deserving of the kind of person that Paragus was or had become because of what he had been put through. And here, Frieza just hits him with a quick beam, and that's pretty much it. Broly's new friends, I didn't really care about that aspect of the story, to be honest, and I'm not a fan of him escaping death. I know that technically Broly is not like a bad guy. He just, had a bad life. But in the original Broly movie, he technically wasn't a bad guy. He just had a bad life, and he had to go. He was gonna cause chaos, and without any kind of control, there's nothing in my mind saying, "Oh, now this is not gonna happen again." And if they make him able to control it, it's complete BS, and it's gonna ruin the Broly character for me. But again, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm hoping I don't see Broly in the anime, or if we see him, I hope it's not for like a long time. Just let this simmer out and let's focus on what we got coming ahead. But how did you guys feel about the movie? Again, I give it a 7 out of 10 just off the strength of the animation and the fight. I feel like it was one long fight with not much build up to it. I know I'm probably gonna get hate in the comments for it, but again, I have to give you guys my honest opinion. I'm not gonna come up in here and overhype shit, just to please anybody. I want to let you guys know exactly how I felt about the movie. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. I know some of you are probably just getting back in from the theater as well and watching it, so let's go ahead and share our thoughts and opinions on the movie. Go ahead, give a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this quick little review of the film here. Make sure to follow on all my socials at YaBoyRoshi, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Check out the merch store. The link to that is down below in the description. And consider becoming a patron if you would. I would greatly appreciate it. But that's all I got for you guys tonight, man. Go watch the movie if you haven't seen it. It's definitely worth the money, especially with all the time and effort that they put into everything that they gave us. It is well worth the money. Not gonna say that I wasted my money at all. Again, 7 out of 10. Go watch it if you haven't already, and if you have, let's go ahead and talk about it down in the comments. But I'll catch you guys next time.